Let's just be very careful about making sure I don't pick anything that's done. Happy with this? Oh, these numbers. Glorious. Ness up on north. And let me know again if this is too loud. The server slows a little bit when this loads up, so I'm just gonna... There we go, right. Ness instinctively putting down power. And you'll need lots of it. Clutch, meanwhile, aiming to go for a little bit of coal mining early. And again, like we said before, 166,000 is right on the edge of what you consider to be acceptable for coal. You don't need tons of it, but you need enough. As we see now, all the cool kids are migrating to the absolute legendary game that will be Ness versus Clutch. Ness up on north, Clutch down and south. A really nice, or two actually, really nice sized stone patches here. You have a little bit of everything. There's not a lot of love for Clutch. I'm going to be honest. 11k for Ness. We have a lot of Ness fans. I'm obviously impartial. I like both of them. I play a lot with, obviously, both of them too. Ness obviously made a really deep run in the last tournament, as did Clutch, to be fair. Pavev won. Oh, okay, yeah. It's those gates, right? Honestly, the moment he hit that gate tech... I'm in, on. Yeah, I kind of felt it was going to go that way. Purely because he managed to hit like a deeper tech, and then the numbers started going up by 5, 10, 15% more. So like Zasper really kind of went all in on turrets, which is great, but I don't know. Like that has a shelf life. It has like a time that it works, and then a time where it stops being as useful. So, and again, you can transition that into going for like ammo and stuff into your turrets, but at the same time too, I believe the best games and the better games we may see. I mean, Eliminator's not here, but I'd love to see a bit of flame ammo going. Yeah, red ammo, I don't think we've seen a ton of. In fact, any of you guys that watched the group stages, did we see anything different? Did we see any like red ammo builds, or did we see any? I mean, I doubt we saw defenders being built, but or was it very standard issue? Like we're both going to play really quick and then just see who drops off first, because that wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility, really. Here we go, the early iron build. Coincidentally, Ness automating an early iron build as well. With a bug, tearing down a power pole. You hate to see it. They are quite annoying. There we go, it's dead. And got some automation, dreams on the go. I can't really say much about the map because we can't really see a huge amount of it, but it's pretty open. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's a desert, obviously. And yeah, there's not a huge amount I can really say, obviously, for any of you that don't know, or any of you that are just joining us that haven't seen this before. The enemy on the map are the biters, and they will be flooding in down the channels in the map to fight you, to push you back all the way to the waterway. And effectively, they're going for this. This item here is a silo, and if you lose yours by the bugs attacking it, you lose the game. This is the 1v1 format of this game called Biter Battles, and it is very difficult to play 1v1. These people make it look easy. I'm obviously very good at it naturally. Stay humble, obviously. But generally speaking, this game is not for the faint-hearted. It's worth picking up if you like your competitive game modes. I'd say this is definitely, for any of you ex-StarCraft players out there that like a little bit of a heads-up matchup, this is one to watch. Now, if you are new, and I may as well just say this for anybody who's watching who hasn't seen this before, there are two things that matter the most in this game, other than saving the silo, and that is the evolution of the bugs on your side and also your opponent's side, as well as the threat number, the amount of bugs that are on your side as well as on the opposition's. At the beginning of the game, everything is completely fresh. It starts at 0, and as you can see, the numbers 0.6 evolved and 10 or 11 threat. Very normal. The bugs are very weak, and there aren't many of them. Over the course of the game, both of these players will try and hit certain timings for items. They need to do some research, they need to tech into the tech tree, and then they'll be doing things like this, sending items that will affect the evolution and the threat. Thank you, Ness, you've just demonstrated my point perfectly. By sending those items, and these items are specific to the 1v1 format, you're going to make life harder for your opposition by creating more bugs and making them stronger. So now Clutch, in this early phase of the game, and 5% is not very strong. But you can imagine as the game goes on, as we get to 55, 65, 75%, the bugs will be in large packs. They'll be very hard to kill with conventional methods, and they'll be running into your base. So you need to kind of come up with a defensive playstyle, all the while trying to progress your build and do the same to your opponent. So that's what makes this game difficult to play, or at least difficult to master, and that's why we call it the Masters Tournament, is that you really do have to master a lot of different mechanics. You need to be building aggressively, but also the things you're building and sending. As we can see now, Ness has pushed the heat up now to 7.4% on Clutch. You are going to have to kind of juggle offense and defense, and the best players can. There will be mistakes made though. Everybody will make a mistake at some point, so we're going to kind of watch out for some defensive changes, build changes. You can see here on the mutagen log, these are the different tiers of science or items that you can throw, and they're all weighted with a different multiplier that changes the evolution by different weights. So the first entry level, level 1, is yellow ammo. You can make this really easily. And then moving up to walls, red ammo. I think these are slightly out of order, but I do know that flamer ammo is the hardest one to get. And we do have games and demonstration where we can demonstrably show that building this ammo just kills the game off for the enemy. They can't handle the pressure that comes down on them. Oh, I need a drink of water. Carl. Oh, should we get Carl Co-caster in? Should we co-cast with Carl? Yeah, sure thing, man. Let me set up a second channel, and I will. Cool, right, give me a second, guys. Malta! Oh shit, you're on holiday. Welcome from Malta, mate. This is the semi-finals. Christy, as you know, won his first Bite Battles game last week as a completely fresh player. So any of you that kind of watch the stream and watch these games thinking, I don't really play this, I don't know what's going on, neither did Christy, and he ended up on the winning side. Now, to be fair, he was slightly coached by our stream. I will say that much. He did get some help from the audience watching, but he did have a great, he had a great play. He ended up doing some defense, built some walls, chopped some trees, threw some grenades, and that's kind of all you really want to do as a new player. You don't need to be involved in all of this nerd stuff. Let the nerds do that. There's other stuff you can do that's equally as impactful, by the way. There's no, if you're doing defense, you're a worse player mentality here. It all needs to be done. That said, that's more about the team-based game. Factorio is one thing you have to be careful about, my friend. Very addictive. And there's 1,000 different mods, 1,000 different scenarios you can play. And they're all equally fun in their own right. Yeah, don't red belt. Or put repair packs in bots. And conventionally speaking, gun turrets are not the play to make. But other than that, I think you had a good game. And think about this. That's the very start of your journey into this. So imagine in a month's time, once you know how to build red signs, for instance, or go out and build an outpost, where you can take it from there. So, mate, it's been a clusterfuck. I'll get to that though, 100%. But at the moment, we've got the semi-finals, the finals, and I'm going to bring Carl in right now for some co-commentary. So let me drop the music. It's terrible anyway. You guys don't like the music. I know for a fact. Somebody sent me a message going, your music sucks. And I say, I agree. Carl. All right, I've given Carl a call. I'm calling Carl. Or should I? Hello? Let me do some quick audio balancing, and I will be able to hear you a bit clearer.
That would be awesome. Maybe you can't hear me clear because I'm eating chocolate right now.
Sorry, one more second.
Some sugar.
Can you guys hear Carl at all?
I don't know. I'm not talking right now. But I'm happy to be here.
Yes, everybody can hear you. Awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. What do we think about Clutch versus Ness?
Yeah. Well, it's a banger match. So last tournament, Ness was placed third, I think, and Clutch was placed second. So
Yes.
some both really experienced Biter Battles players, both are really fast. We have seen Ness coming up with something different we have not seen before in this tournament. And also Clutch is not doing the same like last tournament. So we also...
Cool. So just doing audio. I'm learning how to do audio as we speak.
Yeah. So Clutch is doing defender build here, and I think Ness is doing the same.
Yes.
On a different way. So this is going to be interesting. So we will not see... So the difference here in this matchup is Clutch, wrong. Ness is going for some early pressure.
Okay.
So he's sending some turrets, he's sending some yellow armor to get some pressure on Clutch.
Yeah.
But I am pretty sure Clutch will not send anything. So that basically means Ness do not have to defend anything.
Yeah.
And Clutch will set up an ammo belt. And then you'll see Clutch will convert this ammo belt into red ammo.
Got you.
And
So
it's
slowly
going to be
piecing
awesome.
together a defender build, effectively.
Yeah.
I like it, but what we saw it with Raslington, I think, in the last tournament. He kind of never got pressured because he was obviously very quick and he won the whole thing. So he's the champion,
Yeah.
or the most recent champion. But it was odd because everybody that he played against, he would just pressure, send. It was relentless. Get them to certain markings like 20%, 30, 40%. So do you think that somebody over the course of the last month, having people been involved and played through the 1v1 tournament, do you think anybody's kind of done a little bit of theory crafting about how to beat that? Oh, and also the chat saying big props to you for setting up the tournament, and I agree. It's always fun when we do 1v1 tournaments, so thank you for setting this up.
Thanks. So if you see this player playing, it's pretty clear Ness really prepared something for this, and I'm pretty sure he watched those VODs of Weslington.
Yes.
And he is probably aware of what's happening and how to counter that. And I think defenders, also those gates builds we have seen last tournament, are a way to counter this gates push by Weslington.
Yeah.
But we'll not see this today because Weslington is not playing because he got... I have to take care of his kid. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but he's unfortunately not able to play. He put a lot of prize money into this pool, but he's not able to play. That's really unfortunate.
Well, hopefully his kid's okay, first and foremost. There's real life
they
stuff.
are okay. No, it's not because something is going wrong, so
okay.
just he has to
it.
take care. You know that small kids?
Yes.
You can't leave them alone for playing, 5 hours of Biter Battles or something.
Yeah, got you. Well, we will see him again, however. Raslington is a very strong player. And, Speed Demon, I'd like to kind of christen him as. I thought I knew what speed was. And then we saw some of these speed runners like Ness and like Raslington join. And obviously anti-elites as well. And they are so quick at the game. For any of you watching that think that this is normal, it's not. These guys are literally doing the most optimized, strategized. It's wild. Sorry, I've got another couple of messages coming through.
If you look at those speedrunners like Bumblebee, Zespa, and also Ness is also a speedrunner.
Yeah.
You always see this great lines. So if you look at Norse and this iron smelting, it's just straight lines. And if you look at those Biter Battles players like Clutch in this game and all other Biter Battles players, bells are going like everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like a total mess. So that really is a difference. And Zespa also a really strong player, speedrunner, one of the fastest guys in the world. And if you see him placing turrets, smelting, etc., it's crazy fast. It's just crazy. So if you have time, just switch over to those POV streams. I guess Zespa is streaming. Bumble also was streaming. It's amazing.
It is. It's next level. I'm going to be honest. Like I make a joke, and obviously anybody that's new to stream will probably think I'm a bit up myself. I joke about being like the best player, etc. But these guys genuinely are. If we had a top 1% of people that can play this game mode in a ferocious way, in a way where if you were to play against them, you would have very little chance. I would say that yeah, these people, especially the guys that have made the end of the tournament, you wouldn't last very long in a game against them. And that's why we have to set these tournaments up to see who the top dog is, because it does change hands. I think the tournament that I was involved with a couple months ago, Anti-Elites won against Timinator, who's an incredibly strong player. The second go around, it was Raslington a couple of weeks ago, and again, ferocious speed. They don't stop, they don't make mistakes, or rarely do they make a mistake that is, huge and game ending. Sometimes it's just like a few seconds off the timing. And then yeah, it's just wild. Like I would love to see casual players play against the 1v1 players, but I don't think it would be very fun for the casuals. Like I may challenge, like I might say to Raslington, "Hey man, do you mind playing me?" And just to see the difference. But I think I'd get killed. I think I'd die in like the first like 10, 15 minutes.
I mean, Dickling tried to beat Anti in one of these rounds, but he doesn't see any chance.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we just have seen Pavev beating Zespa. I just told you Zespa, one of the fastest guy in the world.
Yeah,
and
to be fair.
Pavev is also fast as well, but not that fast. But he's a veteran biter battles player.
Yes.
And Zespa, on the other hand, wasn't even using grenades at all. So only those 10 starting grenades, and Pavev won. So also Bumblebee lost to Clutch. So speed is really important, sure,
Yeah.
but it's not everything. You also have to have a game plan, have something in mind what you do, and those two guys here do have a game plan. So we're now at minute 16. Ness is doing some kind of push, but he has if you look at his assembler, he's doing yellow armor, gears, red signs, and turrets. But he will convert that later to defenders.
Okay. Yeah.
And he got a plan for mid to late game, and Zespa and Bumblebee Rider are doing great, but they don't have this plan. They have one plan, and they just incredibly fast executing this plan, but there's no follow-up.
Got you. So quite inflexible, but at the same time also very quick. So it's as long as you can kind of get there quickly, then you are actually not behind. So it doesn't. The one thing I noticed, a lot of the games where, like you said, if somebody isn't sending, it looks like they're weak. They're not. They're just trying to sprint to a particular objective, or sprint to a particular send kind of goal that they have in mind. And a lot of this is literally planned out. So these guys will have sat down and strategized this, rather than just come up with, oh yeah, I think yellow will work with this, or I think that sending gates will work. And I love seeing the different builds. Like defenders, if I remember correctly, we saw a couple of games in the last tournament, and defenders were an incredibly strong send. Even if you only were to send like 10 or 20 of them, it really does jump up the evolution very heavily. So yeah, Clutch at the moment is dealing with 19% bugs. The turrets are able to deal with them, and as we can see, there are a couple of upgrades that have gone into them already, which is lovely to see because you are going to rely on them. Rather than sending the ammo across, you're going to rely on them to defend with. And let's go up to see North's research. Okay, North is also doing a little bit of research into the turrets there to kind of keep themselves safe and keep the bugs further back. But yeah, I'm loving this. So how did, let's talk. So Anti-Elites won the first tournament, but he lost to Ness in losers bracket round 2. And was Ness employing a very similar playstyle as to what we're seeing here? Or did Ness do something slightly different too?
No, it's the same, I think.
Got you.
I haven't seen all of this, but I guess it's the same strategy Ness is executing the whole tournament. That's okay. But it's flexible as well. But yeah, Ness beat Anti. Also so there's a story behind Ness and Anti. In the first tournament, won by Anti, he beats Ness. So Anti won against Ness in the first tournament. In the second tournament, last time, Ness took revenge and he beat Anti. And now again, we had this match up, Ness versus Anti, and Ness won again. So it's 2-1 in
like
favor
a rivalry.
maybe they will come back each.
I'd pay to see that. Ness versus Anti, a 5-game series, just to see who is the absolute best.
So what do we have? We have 10 laps running on North.
Yeah, very healthy amount of signs being shown through at the moment. A lot of green assemblers going down as well, so green signs being built. And again, you're going to need to research into the tech tree. For anybody that's new that's watching, the reason why some of the items will give a kind of larger mutagen spike when you send them is because they're deeper into the tech tree. So ultimately, this is now a kind of a race down the tech tree to a certain spot that they think will give them an advantage. And at the same time, too, it's one of those things where, I guess both these guys have done the maths and figured out that if they get to spot A or B, whoever's 2 points more than the other wins.
Tech tree right now, they are both exactly on the same level, doing the same research at the same pace at the same time.
Yeah.
But Clutch already on 22%. And he's setting up defenses. Look at Ness, he's doing nothing. He got 3 turrets, 4 turrets staying somewhere.
Yeah, he's open to an attack here, isn't he? If there was to be a counter send. If I was, obviously I'm not in the game and it's easy to sit on the side and have an opinion, but if I was down south looking at Ness at the moment, I'd send a cheeky couple of yellow ammo, push the evolution up to maybe like 10, 11%. Just make it slightly uncomfortable, because he's not going to be going deep into the defensive side of the game anyway. That would be my way of counter punching, I guess. But you're also using items that you would normally rely on to research with or to build yourself. So I don't know. I think I'd be very much the case of like a pressure player. I'd probably mimic Raslington's build, obviously slower, but just constantly ramp the pressure up and force you to defend and force you to, use your resources that you don't really want to be spending a huge amount on to keep yourself safe. And as we can see here, a very standard way to defend is setting up stone furnaces to kind of provide a little bit of a buffer to stop the bugs from kind of crashing through your defenses. In the normal game, in biter battles when we play in teams, normally you'll have somebody with setting up a strict, rigid wall structure that will kind of encapsulate your entire base. And then behind that, you would stick defenses, almost like a small little castle. Whereas in this game mode, because it's 1v1, you don't really have time to set up rigid defenses. You kind of need to set and forget. So these turrets here, you set them up, you forget about them, and they will slowly but surely kind of pound away against the bug's pressure. And for anybody that's completely fresh into this, the reason why we do this is that there is a silo sat right in the middle of the base. And if the bugs get to this and they kill this off and they bite it and explode it, you will have lost the game. So ultimately, everything you're doing is to kind of save this, preserve yourself on the map, and end the enemy as fast as possible. So we don't see long, drawn-out games here. There are certain moments and momentum swings that happen in the game that give you a chance to get that win. But I highly recommend anybody that is new that's watching that hasn't played this before, but you are a fan of Factorio or just generally automation games in general, if I can get my words out. It's been a long day. It's been emotional. Is to check out Biter Battles. The team-based game is fantastic. We had a fresh player last week who'd never played Factorio before get into a game, play, and actually have a good time and win in a team of 20. So if you're fresh, there's a place for you, and there's plenty of people willing to kind of show you what to do and how to do it. I will check my DMs, Christy, but at the moment, casting is the most important thing at the moment because we don't have many games left. I will get back to you, mate, but we're doing this for now at least. And yeah, grenade production finesse, gear production, turret production.
The same for Clutch. So the difference is obviously Clutch is on 22% Evo because Ness is investing resources in sending. But on the other side, Clutch is investing resources in defending. So all those yellow ammo that is used to defend those biters is gone. But Ness is slightly building up his Evo. So if both send the same amount of defenders later.
Yeah, carry on, mate. Sorry, I'm just sorting out a small echo that we've got on my end.
The same amount of defenders at the same time, Clutch got a solid defense up and Ness got like nothing. So that's really dangerous for ness that he's like glass cannon. Yeah, he got like no defense right now, so he has to set it up later, and Clutch already did that. But once again, Clutch is investing a lot of yellow armor to defend those spiders, and we have like 22% Evo for about 10 minutes now, and we have another 10 to 15 minutes until we'll have defender capsules. So that's a lot of biters attacking all the time again and again. And also these medium biters are tanking a lot of yellow armor. So I think ness is in a better position right now.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
Everything is happening, can happen here because I am worried about this fact that ness has 0 defense. And that could be really dangerous. We'll see what's going on here. So, with this ammo belt, it's a good idea for Clutch to go for ammo upgrade 2, what he's doing right now. Ness is not doing that, what is also fine because he don't have any turrets who has to shoot at anything. Yeah. But that basically means ness got military signs ready, and Clutch will need a few more minutes to this.
Got you. I believe I've managed to solve our audio problems. Sorry about being so quiet there and leaving you on your own to explain what's going on. I've just been messing around with audio stuff. I say this every week, guys. I am not I stream a decent amount. I'm not a streamer. I'm still learning all these things. So yeah, bear with. This is a work in progress. But we go add audio.
Yeah, I can't help you with that. I'm not even trying to balancing out anything here.
No, it's all good. It's on my end. I need to pick your audio up a bit and then drop the music down, and then my one changes. And yeah, not complaining. I'm learning every week about this stuff, but I'm not like a sound technician or anything, so I tend to get things wrong semi-frequently. But I think I've managed to solve this. Somebody's literally just sent me a Discord message showing me how to do it. We are very professional on this stream, as you can tell. But just so I can get this right, because I do like a little bit of music in the background. We'll see if this has worked, if I've managed to work my magic on this. All right, bear with, guys. Sorry. There'll be a day and a time where I get all of this right, and I'm hoping that day is today.
Ness is starting getting signs for it.
Yeah.
So ness is a bit ahead in research now, but Clutch will unlock ammo upgrade 2, what will be really important for him for defending. What's funny to see is ness is doing a lot of hand feeding assemblers, as you can see on North, and he got 3 boxes with stuff next to his assemblers. And he had like 3K copper wire in there before, and now he's converting everything into green chips. And then he will change everything, maybe not everything, to red ammo. He needs red ammo, and he needs a defender assembler, of course.
Yeah.
And what else? Yes, yeah, sure.
And how much power do you need to run? Like, there's one thing we don't really talk about a huge amount, because it kind of just gets put down and left alone. But is there an optimal amount of power that you need to build in order to get your base up and running? Like, what's the bare minimum you can work around? Is it 5 or 6 boilers, or if you're going late game, is Ness going to have to build a bit?
You got 5 boilers in the starting chest.
Yeah.
So you put up those, and usually you know your base and your power consume, and then you know how much you have to add. And this is basically 7 for Clutch and also 7 for ness.
Yeah.
So if you hover over the steam engines, you see both are more or less consuming the same amount of power.
Yep, got
Clutch
you.
is consuming a little bit more. That means probably Clutch is producing a little bit more right now, but the difference. So usually the player consuming more power is winning the game, not in every
Okay.
case, but in most cases, because they produce more.
Yeah,
But
got you.
that changes if you, like Anti was doing yellow rush all game long, yellow ammo rush.
Yeah.
And yellow ammo rush is really inefficient in the long run. So he's consuming a lot of power, converting that into yellow ammo, but he still lost because defenders are more efficient. So
Yeah,
if you go for a
understand.
build like this, obviously 7 ballers are fine. If you go for bigger builds like turrets only or stuff like that, it should be more like 8, 9 maybe.
Okay.
If you're a fast player. If it's you, 5 is fine.
Yeah, got you. This is weird. It's one thing that we don't really speak a huge amount about on is, and again, power, or you need a lot of it to obviously fuel and fund all of these buildings. And as we can see now, Ness is building out that yellow power, yellow out armor. I get my words out. Sorry, guys, it's been a very long day. Yellow ammo moving into red ammo, and down the line, we will see these buildings convert into defender builders. If we can have a quick look at the research as I speak, the very ending of that research is being completed, and we can see now the buildings, these assembly machines, be converted into defenders. You love to see it. I enjoy them in the game. I'm a defender enjoyer naturally as a defensive player. I'm a bit of a threat farmer, Minister of Defense, but I'm a huge fan of them. I think they're slightly underrated as well. And if I had to put my cards on the table, and I hope Nero's not listening, but please nobody tell him, I think they're slightly OP. For what they cost and how early you can get them, especially being able to drive your threat into the minus 100,000, it's kind of bizarre. It's kind of nutty. Yeah, Christy, I'll get back to you, mate. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your holiday, and I'll catch you in a bit, mate. Oh, and the music stuff, I'll do all that in between games. I don't want to be messing around. Oh, thank you for the cheer. I got a whole bit. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, what were we hovering around the follow count as well? One sec. Sorry, I'm just side note here. I think I was close to a milestone. I never actually ask anybody to follow the stream. It's kind of bizarre. I'm like the worst fucking streamer ever. How do I find out how many followers? 199 followers. I mean, if anybody wants to, I wouldn't say no. If we want to go up to 200, I need one follow. should I have a follow goal?
I think I'm
Oh, that's terrible.
already following you, so I can't.
Instant unfollow.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm not here
I
to
got
be.
27 follower.
Oh,
I almost
Jackasm,
got
you
more
are
viewers than
number
followers.
200. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Any of you guys that know that I do this, I'm not doing it so that I can, get subscribed or any of that stuff, right? It's just your prize. I promise the next game that we play, I won't beat you that badly. That's your prize, Jackasm. But thank you. Yeah, that's really cool. I'd never have thought we'd get to that number anyway. So yeah, to all the 200 people that are following me, thank you very much.
So
I want something that's not free. When we start making ghosty merch, mate, when we start making hoodies and t-shirts, I'll send you one out for free, mate. Just let me know what size you are, and we'll get you some ghosty merch. Anyway, back to the game. Enough about my social media stuff.
Ness just sent a spy fish to Clutch. So
Got
you
you.
will see that Clutch is not doing defenders right now. That's what you basically see without doing so much studying. That's because Clutch is at 50% research.
Got you. Yeah.
But Ness knows, and maybe Clutch has also sent. Well, Clutch didn't send the fish. So
He's not
Clutch,
scouting just yet. Oh, thank you for the bits, Christy. I do appreciate it, mate. Like I always say, the stream is free. You don't have to subscribe or anything. Just being here to watch is enough. But yeah, Clutch is about to feel the pain, I feel. Ness is really building up these defenders quite quickly as well. I'm not sure what an ideal number to send would be, but at 22% now, if you were to send a few hundred defenders, you're probably looking at the jump closing in on 40% maybe. If I remember correctly, we're slightly out of sync here, but it goes yellow ammo, red ammo, walls. No, it doesn't. Sorry. Yellow ammo turrets, red ammo, walls, gates, defenders. It's the one thing I've noticed is that they're slightly out of sync, I believe. I might be wrong about this. But
flamer ammo is the highest tier.
yes.
So defenders is made to be the counter for flamer ammo.
Got you.
I've not seen sorry.
That's okay.
Not seen anyone doing flamer ammo today.
Yeah. That's very much a Timinator build, if I remember correctly. He was like very hot on getting straight. If there's oil anywhere near him, he's like eyeing it up straight out the gate. Hey man, enjoy your holiday, Christy. Enjoy Malta, mate. I've heard it's lovely this time of year. Yeah, flamer ammo. I love to see it though, because you have to literally just play like you're on fire the whole time. You need to be so consistent, so meticulous in how you play. And even then, when you get there, you need to build enough of it to make a difference. So it's a really all-in play style, but you love to see it. Ness, I think Ness is holding out here. I think Ness is going for a lot of defenders to throw across the way.
Yeah, Ness is sending. No, they can't. Ness is sending another fish. So he still sees no defenders coming from Clutch side. So there's, in my opinion, no reason to send now. I would wait and
hold off and
Ness is
build
doing
it up.
defense. I would wait for a bigger push. But as soon as now Clutch is setting, so as soon as Clutch is able to send, Ness might be in trouble. So I think Ness will send in about a minute.
Yeah.
I also don't know. I can't check inventories right now. I don't know why. How much resources Ness has in stock? Usually, you want to empty all your stock, like all pre-crafted gears and green chips and what do you need. And if that is empty, it's a good timing for sending.
And we can see now Clutch has just shut down Fender buildings. So he's somewhat behind, but not by much in terms of timing. You probably argue like if he was in Ness's position now, he'd need about 10 minutes to build up to about 100 defenders. I think I saw Ness pick up 120, 30, something like that. So these numbers, the send will be quite substantial. And I guess that
you can do inventory Ness in a chat command.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't because it tells me I do have an inventory open, but I can't see any.
Okay, I'll leave then. I don't want to give anything away here, but we will see a big send very soon, I guess. Somebody said Ness sent 300 against Anti, and that is a substantial send. You know, that really will pump the number up for the evolution on South by a lot. And yeah, I guess we're just now in this staging phase. Ooh, defenders on the belt.
Having a really big production. You see those red ammo. He got like 6 in every box. That's not so much. He got some more green chips. Green chip will not be the bottleneck. He got a lot of red signs in box.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Do you think that he's going to do a multi-send? So like sending multiple different sciences? So like 100 red. Oh, here we go. Ness, 280.
Wow.
That's huge. We're at 51% off the back of that one send.
So that was for sure pre-calculated.
Yeah, huge.
I'm pretty sure he knows how much, or he just counter-sending to Clutch and it was luck. I don't know, but waiting for 52% Evo is a good idea because 50% is just blue biters, but you get just a very few blue biters.
Yeah.
But 52% and more is usually game ending.
Got you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we saw some of the games in the last tournament where people were holding out at around the 50% mark, but it wasn't fun. Like they were on fire the whole time. And as we can see up north, Ness, with a little bit of breathing room now, is setting up some of their own defenses, expecting some kind of counter send. But we're very much going to keep focused on Clutch now because with 8,058 very, very angry bugs on the pitch, at 52% evolved, there we go, mixed wave. The brown shells obviously are small biters. The medium biters are your kind of salmony pink colored shells. And these big biters are the blue shelled ones, and they take a lot to kill at this stage of the game.
And didn't manage to finish ammo upgrade too.
Yeah.
It's like 95% or something. Be ready for the next wave.
And that's just it. They've punched a hole directly through his defenses now. And as you can see, the stone furnaces act as a way to separate the bugs, which is fantastic because you can kite them through. But the big bugs take so much to kill off that you're
Yeah, in
literally
this
having
wave, it
to
was
kind of
only one
sacrifice.
blue biter.
Yeah. And they're just chewing through multiple.
He's eating all the yellow ammo here.
Yes. And another
Still,
wave to the east. As power goes down, the turret's not
yeah.
going to be able to pick up more
That's not a
ammo.
problem. That's just splitter. Just throw out 2-3 grenades. That's easy money.
Yeah. Oh, he
But
goes down. Clutch has died.
oh, that's not good.
That's not good. Although I
Because the
do believe
next
there's enough
splitter wave
ammo.
also easy to defend. But now they're doing a lot of damage.
This is starting to look a little bit overwhelming. The Spitters will churn through this defensive line. And again, he's done very well to set himself up here. But at the same time, too, eventually this is going to become eviscerated, leaving everything else that you want to keep up and alive open to attack, open for the bugs to come and kind of tear down. So, yeah, I mean, this is why we love the game. Somebody eventually does lose. I always say every week there are no draws in this game mode. It is unfortunate, however, being on the losing end, but I think Ness has really well coordinated this game. Managed to get themselves to defenders very quickly, managed to put Clutch under pressure throughout the entirety of the game. And as we can see, the initial wall, I think you're right, Roland. I think this might be a GG call. Obviously, Clutch is going to fight to the very, very end, and he's not dead and buried yet. But alarm bells will be ringing, because like I said, the
The thing
silo
is,
is this is your this is your main objective, right? And if the thing
yeah,
that defends you, apologies, I'm just drawing on the screen like a child. If the area that defends you is here and it is broken, then it's a very, very short walk for the bugs through all of your automation directly to the silo, and another wave comes in to the west. Clutch manages to send 67 defenders, pushing Ness up to 33%, but at the moment, I mean, it's being ravaged. His base is being absolutely decimated. And another wave of spitters, another wave of biters, another wave. Oh dear, this is just
because of the threat difference,
yeah,
it was like the double amount of for Clutch. So Clutch is just stalling the game now because he has no clue what's going on in North because he's not sending a fish. He has no time to check what's going on there, but he knows he sent something. Yeah, it's not like Ness is not getting many attacks, but Clutch just does not see because he doesn't have time for it that Ness is not in trouble at all.
that was
So
very well played from both players. I feel.
yeah, definitely.
I don't think that's Clutch making any kind of mistakes. I think Ness played that very clinically, very, very clinically, and well played though. I'm sorry, I'm just going to type in well played.
So the difference, they had the same strategy for going for defenders, but the execution was different by Ness going for early pressure, the
Yes.
22%, something like this. And as Clutch strategy was like sending nothing.
Yeah.
It's really nothing. And that makes a difference.
I'm impressed. I'm going to be honest. Like, I know that people on my stream are Ness fans, but I've been impressed in now 2 tournaments, having watched them play. And I'm not like really deep into the speedrunning side of life on Factorio, so I don't really know these names. I know you guys do, but having never seen this person play before, to now watching them kind of really put 2 fantastic, runs together effectively. I mean, strong game, strong game. Right, let's Ness 1. Let's complete that prediction. Armchair analytics time. Somebody asked a good question here. Did Clutch have too many APM consumers? So he
Many
had
APM consumers.
insufficient
I think,
attention. That's a good question, actually. Very good
yeah,
question.
yeah. No, I don't think so. I think Clutch got more automation up than Ness,
Yeah,
but Ness base looks more clean.
it does. I mean, this looks like a clinic. I mean, if you had to give a tutorial as to how to win a 1v1, and as you were saying, straight lines for your smelting, straight lines from your automation, it's all very well packaged. I like it. I'm impressed. Coincidentally, I don't think Clutch
Yeah,
did much wrong.
I mean
But just
this game looks like a clear win for Ness, and looks.
oh, I think we have minor connection
Other
issues.
players in this world would have lost to Clutch.
Yeah, that's
with
very
this
true.
strategy. But in this case, ness didn't. So sometimes it looks like this, but
I mean, let's be honest. If any of us normal mere mortals,
not many
standard
mistakes,
players were to
only
play,
some tiny mistakes.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but
quick
yeah, that's it.
question.
for
Who's
Clutch.
next?
Sorry.
Who's up next on the
It's the winner. It's ness versus Zasper.
Oh, that's going to be a good game.